So if any reflection or any question is there regarding the observation, you may take a mic and then speak.
But yeah, I could see that sometimes I stayed on one particular object, and with that I tried to seek some happiness with it, because I liked that part. I remembered one song and I deliberately played it within me, and it went on for some time. Then sometime I shifted quickly from one person to another thing. There I could not deduce the feeling. And one question I have is, for two of my sisters, I had different kind of feeling that I thought, but I could not make out. For one, I thought she is more responsible, and for other, I thought she is less responsible. So in that, I could not make out the feeling. And I could observe that for one person only, in that very small time, I had different feelings. One time is what affection, and another very fraction of second it became to opposition. And from yesterday, this is improved a little.
Nice, Didi. Yes.
Vaya, one thing I was not able to make out, when we are seeing the object of attention, after opening our eyes, I can remember only few of that.
Trace it. Trace it within.
When I'm looking,
Try to trace it back. This I was thinking about. What made me think about this? What happened earlier to this? What happened earlier to this?
this is also happening when I close my eyes and I start with my observation. I have one object of attention, then I move on to the other. At that point, I remember, okay, this was the first, this is the second.
Yes.
But since it is some 15 or 20, so after.
Yes. So presently we are interacting also. Some sound is also coming. So our attention is getting diverted, and you are also seeing that okay, there are only 10 minutes. So many thoughts are going on. But when you are at ease with yourself, you start observing. You can just see like a story. It is going on. Something, and the chain of events within me, and then observe the feeling.
Okay, well,
And then see, what makes me have this feeling? What are the deep sanskars within? What makes me worried? What makes me anxious? What makes me happy? What makes me unhappy? What makes me comfortable? Because they are driving our imagination, and then imagination is driving our action, and we are unaware. Ji.
Yeah, Namaste Bhaiya. It was different from yesterday because when I started with this observation, yesterday I was not able to see the thoughts. Then I started thinking about something, then connecting with that, many thoughts came. But those thoughts were actually according to my natural acceptance. So at the end, I was able to reach a state, there I was not able to find any slots. It was something like a stagnant state or something. That was yesterday. But today when I started thinking, many thoughts came. All of them are contradicting thoughts. But I connecting some incidents today morning, yesterday morning, very silly incidents. But I felt very unhappy. And then I thought these are not naturally acceptable to me. I have to come out of this state. Then I thought about something which can make me happy so that I'll be able to come out of it. So I was not able to reach that state of stagnation or some.
Yeah,
every time some thoughts were there because it was conflicting many thoughts. That was what I felt.
Yes, Srinivas ji. Okay.
Thoughts, the sequence of thoughts which I am getting and feeling behind that. Sometimes I just stay there in the feeling, and next after that again went into another thought and feeling behind that, and keep on running. And I would like to have small clarification. These thoughts, what basis these thoughts are generating and feeling behind the thought? Is it under my control, or I am able to choose which one I would like to get, list out in the order, or it is randomly coming and going up?
So what is control? Who is controlling?
Self.
Self. So you are there with the thought, with the imagination, with the feeling, and then you can see that I am deciding. If I had one kind of an assumption, I will have this kind of feeling. If I have another kind of assumption, I will have this kind of feeling. So you'll see that in your imagination, when you are tracing your objects, you are able to see so many concerns that you have.
Yes.
So those things which concern you, you are able to pay attention to that. And then deep down you can see all my concerns and the basic concern.
Sometimes I feel I am able to control. Sometimes I feel
No need to control. That's what I was saying. Don't react. Don't control. Don't
not
impose.
control means not feelings. The sequence of thoughts.
Don't do that. Just let it go. Otherwise, no, you are not able to observe your current state of being, because you are imposing something. Controlling means imposing something. So you are not able to observe your current state of being.
Yes. Thank you.
Nice. Ji.
Bhaiya, during my observation, when I'm having a feeling of opposition, even in this air-conditioned hall, I could see I am sweating profusely. So my body is reacting.
Yeah. So it might be the case that there are some thoughts in you which are troubling you too much.
Mm.
You are getting anxious, and because of that, there is effect on the body.
And one thing is, my observation has increased, Bhaiya. I could improve in my observation. That I could clearly observe, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
If you are able to do this as step 5, you are able to see the basis. Then you can work on that basis.
And I'm able to figure out that basis also, Bhaiya. Why I was having the feeling of opposition.
Yeah, basis doesn't mean any event that happened in the past. Basis means my sanskar.
Assumptions. Yeah, I got that, Bhaiya. Mm.
Yes. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. So we'll keep observing. This is something quite doable, and essentially we are trying to transform the self. So we are doing exercise 1 and 2 in the process. We discussed this in detail yesterday also. Now since we are talking about knowledge of human being, so we'll talk about this. We have already gone through this. Are there any questions still? Where is the ellipse? Here. Dots.
A desire, thought, expectation, then something
Yes,
that.
so here we have like the power of understanding and determination, the power of realization and authentication.
No, that is given as knowing in the response
no.
part. No.
See, when we are having that diagram of the self, so we have on the left hand column desire, thought, expectation, and 2 cells are blank.
That. Okay.
That is there. Nice. So we are able to see that I am there, body is there, I am coexisting with the body. The needs are different kind, the activities are of different kind, the response is different. Here I am knowing, assuming, and then recognizing and fulfilling. Here only I have recognizing and fulfilling. So this is consciousness, this is material. And what we are trying to see is that if I observe myself, then I am able to understand the consciousness. When I observe the body, I am able to understand the material. And thus I am able to understand the whole of nature. Now we can see that so long as we are working in the domain of assuming, we are in problems, because we have several preconditionings. We have assumed so many things without knowing, and those assumptions are indefinite, they keep on changing. And that's how our conduct is also indefinite, and we are dependent on outside for happiness. We are dictated, partantra. So knowing is to see the reality as it is, as well as the purpose by direct observation as a seer. So I have the clarity of what and why of relationship, harmony and coexistence, and then there is definiteness, continuity, universality. Assuming is acceptance to live in accordance with the purpose. Acceptance can be on the basis of knowing or even without knowing. Then recognizing is the relationship with human being and the rest of nature, and then fulfilling the relationship. So here I am the doer. Now if I am resolved on the basis of knowing through self-verification, when I refer to my natural acceptance and I live accordingly, validate in my experience, then my assuming gets definite and my conduct is definite. And this is the whole purpose of education. So education essentially is to develop this consciousness so that I can move from knowing, assuming to knowing, isn't it? That is the whole purpose of education. I can see this for myself, I can see this for my spouse, I can see this for my child, I can see this for all my relatives, that essentially this transformation has to take place. And for that I do not have to struggle with my assumptions, I do not have to struggle with my preconditionings. I only have to verify the proposals. The more I am able to verify, the assumptions get replaced by knowing. So we can see that I am there, body is there, body is material, I am consciousness, I am continuous, body is temporary. Here I have all these 4 activities. Presently we are working largely in the domain of assuming, recognizing and fulfilling, and we are trying to awaken the knowing. There is no potential to know in the body, there is only recognizing and fulfilling. So I hope this much is clear to us. Now as an assignment in this lecture, observe yourself and your interaction with the body. Now check by direct observation whether there is need for happiness in the self. It is there every moment, continuous. There is a need of physical facility like food for the body. Is it there from time to time? Not every moment, that is temporary. Observe yourself and your body. Now check by direct observation whether the recognition and fulfillment of the body is definite, while the recognition and fulfillment of the self is dependent on its assuming or knowing and assuming. Then observation of activities of the self is made in detail in exercise 1. It is found that they are continuous. Observe the activity of the body and verify that it is not continuous. Isn't it? This part is clear? Any questions so far? Take a mic.
There is a creativity state for the mind, the consciousness, no? That we are never mentioning creativity
What is
level.
creativity?
Something new. Something new,
What is
to
new?
create.
What happened? Just see once. Something has happened. Huh? Acha, acha. Oh, oh. So that what are we doing there essentially? We are doing in the domain of imagination. We have a desire, we have some thought, we have some expectation, and with that we are doing this. So it becomes a creativity. You make a painting, for example, isn't it? So you have some desire, some feeling. You have some feeling, and I want to express something. With that feeling, you draw something, isn't it? It becomes a painting. Yeah. So the colors were already there. The sheet was there. You drew something on it. Even if you look at the sheet, the trees were there. You made sheet out of the trees. You made pigment out of some natural things, and then you made a painting. That's all. So it is ultimately formation, deformation, and we are doing that in the domain of imagination only. Whatever we do, like this building has been made out of formation, deformation, this pointer. Tomorrow maybe some new device comes. We have this projector here, we can have a smart board here which is projecting by itself, a big screen, quite possible. So what we are doing essentially, with the material things, we are combining them together or breaking them to make some new structure. That is all. That is formation, deformation. And we are doing that in the domain of imagination only. In the block B1, right, there is only knowing, no creativity. What do I create? I just know the reality as it is. I apply my knowing to do some creativity in imagination.
And deformation in material is itself a reality, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, knowing the reality is from block B1. So, this process of formation and deformation will also be in the block B1.
No, no, no. See, knowing the reality. So, reality is there outside. I am knowing it within. And formation, deformation is not to be known. Formation, deformation is not something definite, continuous and universal. Formation, deformation is activity. What we are knowing is participation, innateness and submergence. So, it is not the content of knowing also. So, we may learn something, we may forget it tomorrow, isn't it?
So, in case of physical order, what is the knowing that I should have?
Natural characteristic, innateness and submergence, that is coexistence.
Submergence is coexistence. Natural characteristics is?
Participation, relationship.
And innateness is existence.
Innateness is harmony.
Okay.
So, now with this understanding we can now look at the interaction between self and body. So, as you are asking now, so this 1 and 2 have been left blank. So, dot dot was for this. We are avoiding it. We are avoiding it because if we can just discuss without the usage of those words, that is better. Because we have to see the reality. It so happens that when we use more words, we start relating these words to what we have read earlier, and our attention shifts to some other literature, something outside. We have to look within. So, that is how we are, in fact, we would like to present only these 10 words. This can also be removed if we are able to understand this, isn't it? So, the whole creativity is here. Here in block B1 there is no creativity. Here I just see the reality as it is. Now, here I am assuming something, then I am recognizing and fulfilling, and then I am creating something outside. So, I am able to understand this, then I can see the coexistence between self and body, that I am the consciousness, body is material, I am sending instruction to the body and I am receiving sensation from the body. So, these are the steps of exercise 2. We went through it yesterday, so I will not go through it again. So, observing the self and the body by the self is step 1. So, we are making the following important observations about self and body. I am, how do I come to see? On the basis of observing, seeing my activities. So, the self is a reality, it exists, it is an existential reality. The body is on the basis of observing, that is seeing or reading sensation from the body. The body is a reality, it exists, it is an existential reality. The self and the body are two distinct realities, I am able to observe this. So, essentially I need to observe my being and the being of the body as two different entities. Maybe I am not able to do that at step 1, so I will go further, observe. But this is something as an essential thing to be known, that I am not the body. I am aware of myself by observing my activities, I am aware of the body by observing the sensation from the body, reading the sensation from the body. Then observing the interaction between the self and the body by the self. So, what is the interaction between me and the body? Exchange of information or exchange of physiochemical things? What do you say? Information. So, the instruction that I send is an information. The sensation that I receive, I read, is also an information. So, I give instruction to the body. When I want to take some work from the body, I give it some instructions like get up, walk, sit, down. This instruction is an information. On the basis of events taking place in the body, sensations are taking place. I read some of these sensations. I taste the sensation that I read. This sensation is also an information. The interaction between self and the body is only in the form of transaction of information and not of any physiochemical things. Fine?
Bhaiya, I am having one doubt.
Yes.
So now myself can understand the information which is in English and Tamil language. So what is that language, Bhaiya? Suppose if I born somewhere in German or Spain, that language, how come, Bhaiya, the self?
Yeah, that is something that we see at step 5. So I am assigning meaning to the sensation. So some words are uttered. In the morning I was walking in front of library. So the watchman said something to me. I could not make out what he is saying, but I just thought that I should not be walking here. So I do not know the language, but I know the gesture. It is common to me and him. So I could make it out, right? So to the extent I am able to give some meaning to the sensation, I am able to act accordingly. Otherwise, I am not able to recognize it. So at step 5, we are able to see how I assign meaning to the sensation. Now when you say, you have to say yes, what do you do? How do you shake your head for yes?
Like this. No means this way.
No. There will be some people who will be saying like this.
Confusing us.
Whether it is say yes or no, not clear. Huh? Yes. So you want to say yes or no? Eh?
No.
Also no.
But we can make it out to the
We had
majority of
one
the...
class of philosophy.
Based on the rhymes, what the LKG teacher is teaching us. Johnny, is Papa, she'll teach her. We'll catch that. Right from PKG.
So we had one class of philosophy in BTech, and there was one student, Murli Krishna, very sharp student. He was sitting in the front row, and there was this lady faculty teaching philosophy. And she explained the whole thing once, and then asked her whether you understood. We all said yes, but this person said this. She explained again. Again he said the same way. Now she was worried, why is this person not able to understand it? Then it came out that, okay, this is the way to say yes for him. So observing the decision maker. So he is deciding to give instruction to the body or to read specific sensations from the body. Is it the self or the body? So we can see that I decide to give instruction to the body. I decide to read specific sensations from the body. The decisions regarding the exchange of information between me and the body are entirely mine. I interact with the body as and when I consider it is important. I interact with the body from time to time, not continuously. The body acts according to the instruction that I give to it, and I use the body as per my decision. I use the body as an instrument. Observe it, that this is my choice, reading the sensation from the body, isn't it? It depends on my priority. If you are at ease with yourself, then you start paying attention to the body. Oh, I have headache, my legs are paining, and so many things. But if you have to complete a task and hand over in the next 1 hour, you forget everything. So you are not reading those sensations from the body. So I decide what to do and what not to do. At the level of the self, I decide my desire, thought and expectation. At the level of the body, where my involvement is required, I give instruction to the body in accordance with the work I want to take from the body, and the body does accordingly. I operate the body as per my decision. I use the body like an instrument. I use the taste from the sensation to decide what is to be done with the body, with the outside world. So I am the decision maker. Yeah.
Actually, I have a clarification on watching the news. The thing is, before 8 years back, when I was um, second pregnancy, that time recently, or 2 to 3 months, within 2 to 3 months, I was continuously hearing about the news of child abusement. Just nearby my home itself, one small kid, 8 years old girl, she was killed due to this. And I was very much upset due to that incident. Then immediately within few days again, I saw the news. At the time, I have the habit of seeing the news in the TV, or sometimes if I have time, I will see in the YouTube also. So within few days again, I saw the news of a small 8 years girl again in Kashmir, Asifa, a girl Asifa from Kathua. She was tortured for more than 1 week. And so on seeing this, I couldn't able to sleep for 3 days, nights. I was very much upset, and since due to my pregnancy, my sugar, BP, everything raised actually. So I was admitted in hospital for 1 day to control all those things. And from that moment onwards, after that, I was not at all watching the news till today. Past 8 years, I doesn't know what is happening around me. Apart from somebody came in my cabin, or some of my friends share me that these things are going on. Most of the time they will comment me like some new cinemas released, some songs are there. I was listening, what is this? If I ask now, they will comment me. Hey, you don't know what's happening around you. This is a big thing going on at present, like that. So why I decided to stop seeing is like, I lost my happiness because of seeing such news. So after that, I was a little bit peaceful because I doesn't know what's happening around me. So it doesn't hurt me anything. So today when I was coming in bus, I was just observing myself. Suddenly that thought came. And now I have a doubt like whether I should continue this since it's not giving happiness, or it's making me to go to a disharmony state. I should continue like this, or I should know everything, but I should be able to overcome that, come out of that. I should accept that this is what the nature happening around me, like that. So this is the first clarification I'm having. And the second thing is like, once when the person who is committing such type of crimes, at that time I felt very anger, and I was thinking why this government is not taking very serious steps and hang them immediately, like that and all. I get some thoughts. And now I can understand they are giving such type of punishment is not going to stop anything. We are giving punishment only for the body, that material. But even then, through that material only, they are making others to get hurt. So only solution I feel is like everybody should understand their self and body. That is the only solution. But this is a very slow and gradual process. Definitely it is not going to happen. Maybe till I was being alive, whether everything will change or not, I don't know. But how to make this such type of things, to get rid of such type of things? And as I asked, I have to know everything and I have to accept, or I have to just omit it, whatever I feel like it's disharmony for me.
Yeah. So first of all, this is a very pathetic state, and this is happening, and certainly undesirable. Now, some information comes to me, isn't it? And then I assign some meaning to that information. Now this meaning that I assign is based on my assumption. So I get upset if my assuming is not based on right understanding. If my assuming is based on right understanding, I do not get upset, but rather I am able to see the reason behind this and the right kind of program that has to be developed. So avoiding some information is not the solution. The information may come. It's also not that I am going to collect all the information. So my program is to develop right understanding, right feeling in me. With that, whatever information comes to me, I am able to assign the right meaning to the information and then make my program. Also, while making my program, I can see that right education is missing in the society. And if you look at the present day media, it is promoting consumption, it is promoting sensual pleasure to the extent that people are entering into wrong practices. I can also see that the criminal had been an innocent child few years back. Since he did not get the right education, the right environment in the family, the right environment around the family, so he entered into this kind of situation that he has committed such a heinous crime, isn't it? So I have to be responsible for the right kind of environment, right kind of education. So I become more responsible now that I have to act urgently, isn't it? It is not only important but urgent that we have to work for it. And we have to also see how such innocent children get converted into such criminals. What needs to be done? How is the media spoiling their imagination? We have to take care of that also. So on one hand, we have to see that the right education is ensured. On the other hand, I have to see that these wrong assumptions do not get stated in the imagination, isn't it? So observing the interaction between the self and the body by the self. So I can see that I am the observer, that is the seer, doer, and the enjoyer, that is experiencer. So I see, I observe, as and when required, I use the body to see through the 5 senses. I am the one who decides to see. In that sense, I am the observer. I use the body as an instrument, something that we had discussed earlier. I decide to do as and when required from time to time. I give instruction to the body. In that sense, I am the doer. And I am the one who experiences happiness and unhappiness. I am the enjoyer, I am the experiencer.
Yes, Bhaiya. Yeah, as ma'am was discussing, so many innocents are being punished. It is not all the news that are coming on the media, it is true. Perfectly speaking, after experience, I am speaking out. So many news about child abuse and other things, harassments, it comes. But most of the cases, being as a minor girl, so many things have been victimized and so many have been acquitted. But it happens to the law when it comes to the judicial part. It takes number of years, 10 to 15 years for the acquisition. But for the conviction, immediately they do. If a person has done wrong, he may be hanged. If it is all put up cases, people inside the prison, they are suffering. It is not all the prisoners have done a mistake. If we visit the prison, we will come to know. The medias are spoiling like anything, giving wrong messages, and depending on the wealth, all the other supports, political supports, and other things. So many innocents are there inside the prison. They don't even have the lawyers for them because of all these things. There are so many across the world, across the globe, across India, across our nation, so many are sufferings. It doesn't mean, with a realistic point of view, I am putting forth over here.
Yeah, that is also there. In fact, we conducted workshops in 3 jails, Bilaspur Central Jail, Kanpur Jail, and Ghaziabad Jail. And we found that so many prisoners are there whose maximum punishment could be 3 years. And they were under trial for more than 3 years. Like recently, President also said that so many prisoners are there in the jail who have been in the jail for years together, and their punishment is going to be 6 months or 1 year or something like that. So that is also the case, yeah. And many news are also fake, sometimes to take revenge also. So we have to look at the reality, We all are acquainted with what all is happening. The core point is that we have to develop a program for human goal. How to ensure right understanding in every individual. Like recently, like in today's morning session only, one participant was sharing that he went to a village and he found that people are drinking and he wants to make a program for them. Now, you will see that most of the crimes are committed when people are drunk. I am belonging to a village. I can see that my villagers are drinking. Can I make a program for them? Is it not my responsibility? I got educated in that village, for example. Now I moved to a city. I am leading a posh life, let's say. So am I feeling related to my village or not? Am I able to see that I am indebted to my village, which educated me, which nurtured me? Am I giving back to the village? At least I can give education to the village. I can conduct people's education program. I can go there, conduct some sessions. Why so much of drinking is there? It is found that if you stop drinking practice, crimes go less. In Bihar, this has been found. If drinking is stopped, crimes come down severely. So the person has the same natural acceptance, but in that state of being drunk, he is committing this kind of crime. And many people, in fact, in Central Jail, we found that, Bilaspur Central Jail, when we conducted the first workshop, then the DM asked us that whom do you want to conduct workshop for? So he said that give us the most hardened criminals. So we were given 33 hardened criminals. And some of them were those who had committed more than 3 or 5 murders. There was one Mr. Bedu Singh, he said that my neighbors made me drunk and then gave me an axe. I went to some other neighbor house, killed someone. I came to my house and slept. In the morning when I woke up, police was standing by me. I asked, what have I done? They said that you have committed a murder. He said, I am not like that. I have not done it. Then it was found that he has done it. So things like that are there. Yeah. Now, please switch on the mic first.
2017 to 19, it's happened. I remember Asifa case. So that moment, new batch arrived here. I'm handling management, MBA students.
Let us not go into those details. The core message is here.
No, that is the flow. That's what. So newly 600 students got registered and they just started pursuing their MBA degree over here. So when that incident happened, we really felt, non-connected with that because we are not belongs to that particular state and particular incident and particular girl's family, particular victim's family. No way we related to that, even to the judicial part, even to the police department. But we felt helpless. So that moment, what we decided, we in the sense myself, along with my 62 students in the particular section of first MBA classes, so just throw the information to the students and just seeking their opinion. So being a citizen of this particular nation, so this is one incident happened at one corner of known or unknown place. So if it is happening to us, to you, what will be the immediate reaction? Rather reaction, what could be your first thought into your mind? So all the students, this is really surprised me that moment. All the 65 students stood and it's just ready to take an oath. We are against of that particular incident, whoever might be, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their caste, irrespective of their gender. They just take an oath like we are against of that and give supportive hands to the particular family. This has really got me a goosebump. And the very next day, this is got spreading out to the other sections also. So they just got a awakeness like all the students just came forward voluntarily and just take an oath. So this is, I just saw in a positive way in that. So wherever the hatred and the nasty things and unbearable things are happening, also there are good human beings still alive and just waiting for a good justice. So connecting with the decision making, so we have to stand for such a things. Even we are helpless, even we couldn't extend our support in a materialistic way. So this is what I just want to convey.
Can I I want to deviate from the discussion, Bhaiya. So, is language part of the sanskar?
The language part of?
Is language part of the sanskar? Like
Language, yes.
when we are without the body, we are still evolving. So how do we do that? Because we are not able to see the thoughts. So do we see the feelings, or is there the language is there?
Now just see, when we are observing, were you using any language within? Or you were just observing? Just observing. Something appears as my spouse, something appears as my child, something appears as my in-laws, and I am just observing. The feeling is there, analysis is going on. Unless I have to communicate to someone, I need not name also somebody, isn't it? So the language is not required inside. No, that is when the body is there. Didi is saying that when the body is not there, in my imagination, will I be requiring a language or not? So presently also not requiring.
That's
No, like within my, this is saying that when the body is not there, what will happen to the language? Will I still require the language for me to imagine? So the language is not required within me, it is required for communication. I just assign some meaning to a word. Now that meaning is there inside me. I am imagining with this meaning. Take a mic. Huh? Yeah, so imaging is there inside you. Yeah, images are there inside you. The
It can be translated finely to words now. All the
that is when you
this
have to
one is
communicate.
image. Huh?
That is when we have to communicate. We have to use the body.
Yeah.
We have to send some
And
instruction
then
to the
only
body.
language is required. Otherwise, everything, if it is stored as images, like a movie, then we can take that picture and then communicate.
Yeah, so imaging is going on,
our
analysis is
own
going
language.
on, comparing is going on, selecting and testing is going on. Take a mic, not audible here.
No.
we are observing our thoughts. There is a language, right, which is going on inside. When you come to the feelings, there is no language. But before that, when I'm observing the thought, that time there is a language, right?
That is a kind of conditioning in us. We talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
We may not talk to ourselves also. We can directly observe. So you'll see that in sleep also, many times we are talking, or within ourselves also. You'll see that when we are churning our thoughts, we start talking to oneself. Saying something to oneself. Many people get also used to utter words. Something they are uttering by themselves. So many times we are using the brain more than it is required. I can just observe my thoughts. No need to talk to myself. I talk to myself because the thought is moving in a circle again and again. The same thing is getting churned. Otherwise, when I am resolved, I can see the reality. I can have the feeling based on reality, and I can make a program. That's all. I don't need to keep on revising the same thing and again in me. But that is a common practice, that if you look at your imagination and you have some concern or some feeling which is not as per your natural acceptance, you keep on repeating the same thing and again in you. And then you are talking to yourself. You are saying to yourself, this person should not have done this to me, this is a wrong person, this is that way, this way, otherwise, so many things. So that talking to myself may require language, but analyzing does not require language, comparing does not require language, imaging does not require language. But when I am talking to myself, then somehow I am using me as the other person. Then I require language.
So language is not part of the sanskar?
No. Sanskar is my set of assumptions. Language is an information. We'll see that we forget the language also soon. What? The meaning is inside me.
Yeah, but now you shared one incident in the morning.
We have mic.
So you shared that incident, that watchman asked you to do something and you couldn't give meaning. That is because that sanskar of language is not with me, so I cannot give the meaning. So does that language becomes part of sanskar, or it is not part of sanskar? Because I cannot give meaning if I am not having that sanskar of that particular language.
So like if I look at this situation, I could not get the meaning of the words that he said, but I got the message. So now I am having this assuming that I should not be walking here anymore. Next time also I will not go to walk there. Or if I feel that it is valid walking there, then I will go with some person who can understand Tamil and talk to that person, what is the problem. So that assuming is there in me.
Yeah, here.
Yes.
So far we learned that body dies, but I doesn't die. I never die. Okay. So whenever the situation is that I am existing, that means the self existing, but the body is no more available with the self, both are separated. Whether that time the process of imagination is still on within the self? Does it realize the feeling?
Imagination is on, but the sensation is not there. You'll see that most of the time imagination is triggered by sensation.
Yeah.
Isn't
Sensation is not there, but imagination part is still going on within it.
Yes.
It happens to all the selves,
Yes.
all the conscious entities.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And when the sensation is not coming, the repetition is not taking place to that extent as it is taking place now. So when I am seeing you every day, I recognize your face. I don't see you for 6 months. Next time I say, oh, sadhan de bhaiya. Isn't it?
So that forgetfulness also comes into picture, comes
Yes.
into play.
Yes, yes.
It happens to
It comes while the body is there also.
that is quite obvious as it is happening now.
Yes.
But when body is not there, that kind of forgetfulness with the conscious entity, that is also there.
Yes. So I pay attention to what is important to me. When the body is important to me, I take sensation, I read sensation from the body, and assign meaning and then act. The body is not there. I am not able to make out my role in this existence, in this nature. So whatever I am doing within me.
So that time also it is also a silent observer, like that we can say. It
Whether
observes.
observer, like if you take the case of a drunkard who is not paying attention to any self-exploration. So how can he observe? He just looking for another body so that he can drink again.
And Bhaiya, the next question, one more please. The concept of this ghost, bhoot jisko bolte hain, the concept of ghost, one self is already existing within the body, and so far I understand, the other self is also trying to dominate the existing self. In the light of this UHV philosophy, how can it be explained? A single body occupying two numbers of selves.
Yeah, just like this. Some
One
person
is
comes to you.
one is dormant, one is active.
Yeah. Some person comes to you. Are you going to vote? You say yes. Whom are you going to vote? You say this party. You know what this party is doing? They are scoundrels. So bad people doing this, that. Within half an hour, you get overpowered.
Sir, here,
The same thing can be done by the other self.
sir, why did you not close a
Does it
liquor
actually
shop?
happen, or this is just a misconception? It's myth.
We can see the possibility for this. This can always happen. See, you are coexisting with the body. Some self could be there, looking for the body. He finds the body very attractive.
No, there are so many instances in the news also, media also. We are every day seeing such kind of incidences. So how can he disbelieve this? This is
So no
happening.
need to disbelieve, understand this. So it is possible, and you can see the conduct, but I am not going to all those details. You can see the conduct there, right? It is not your conduct. Somebody else's conduct is there.
Yes, the
visible.
conduct also gets distorted.
Yeah, like a woman is speaking like a man, that kind of voice is coming out, and things like that may happen.
Sir, here, government is open the taskmark, liquor shop and everything. But that only even lot of accident or some other incident coming. For example, government closes a taskmark. The income of the government to be reduced. But instead of that, to create lot of industries, the government produce lot of income. But avoid in this situation, I have also asked drunk to people, because they are hardworking. You are simply going to college or some other work, you don't have any sense. If you go, in the case of civil engineers or some other person, in the Saturday and Sunday, taskmark in the queue. I am asking why. But they said, you don't know what is our hard work and everything, but we need some relaxation, we do that activity. How to overcome this?
Which activity? I could not get your question.
Drinking. Liquor.
Okay. See, the problem is again that we are discussing here. I am trying to be happy through sensation. One thing. Second thing, I am not happy within. So when I am not having within, it is having some impact, adverse impact on my body, on the brain in particular. So if you are anxious, you are unhappy, you are in distress, then you are exerting yourself on the brain, isn't it? And that is causing some more problems, some unfavorable sensation from the body. When you drink, then all those get toned down. So one is to get happiness from the sensation, the second is to escape from unhappiness. And see, the government is made by us. If a government says that from next day no liquor, the government is voted out. Isn't it? So we are making that kind of government. All those governments who will say that no liquor from the next day, you see, they are voted out of power. Yeah, so see, all these things are coupled to. Let us not go outside. Let us try to look within. Yes.
Bhaiya, just a minute.
Let us look within. Yes.
Yeah,
Bhaiya.
in continuation with Sal's question, like I said, right, that workers who do hard work, they are going for liquor shop to get relaxed out of it. And they may say that you people, those who are in white collar jobs, don't go suffer such stage. So in this case, both the selves we can take it same. But what does that body undergo that kind of suffer? Like we sit here in AC, we don't feel any kind of suffering over the day, though we sit.
So they are taking it as a medicine.
Okay. That's what they say.
Yeah. So you have to see, if it is working as a medicine, fine. But if it is to get drunk and then forget certain things, then it is not fine.
Okay.
So otherwise, if you see, alcohol, if you look at it, in Ayurveda, we have Asav and Arist.
Yes.
The two preparations, they are basically alcohol. They are used to cure the body. So alcohol is essentially, if you see, it is there as a medicine only. But people use it for taste and then get drunk and things like that.
Okay. So
But
if
no
they
need.
go with limited quantity, it will be good.
No need for that also. Better to take better food. Now how will you, again the question, how to decide the limit?
Because mostly they justify with that only, that term. Okay.
What?
That's what. Yes. No. They justify in terms like why you are not undergoing means
No, see,
you are not hard working.
we have to see if we can have some herbs, some medicine which can protect the body from scorching sun, that can be used. Why not think in those terms?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Bhaiya, still I can't understand that when the self is without body, language is not important. That part I couldn't understand.
Okay, let us first of all focus on the self with the body. While observing, you can make out to what extent during your observation you were using language, to what extent you were not using language. Try to make it out. Try to make it out by yourself. Do I require language to observe within me?
To observe,
Yeah.
To observe, I don't require language, Bhaiya.
Why do you require?
But to interpret the meaning.
Where is the word coming from? The body is not there.
Bhaiya, now only you said when the body is there.
So presently you need the language. How do we talk then?
Not for the expression part itself, Bhaiya, at the time of imagination itself.
Yes, so when I am communicating to you, you have to receive the words, interpret it, give some meaning. Whether you speak or not is another issue.
Okay.
Now when you have to speak, then again you have to use the same words. Now what is the question said? So you are receiving words from me.
Yes, Bhaiya.
You are reading the sensation from the body. You are assigning the meaning to the words, isn't it? Now when you feel like speaking, then you communicate. So you are receiving the sensation from the body, which it is your decision. Then you are assigning some meaning to the sensation. Then you instruct the body as and when required. So to understand what I am saying, you need to learn the language. That is fine. But when I am not communicating, nobody is communicating to you. You don't need the language. Isn't it?
But at one point you said, no, Bhaiya, there is language is not required for the self.
No, it is said that if I am working within the self, I am not receiving any sensation from the body.
Okay.
I am not sending instruction to the body.
Okay.
Then there is no use of language. Within me, I am imagining without any language. Because I am basically imagining about the reality. Some person is there, okay? Some object is there. I am paying attention to that. That's all.
I'm just visualizing.
Yes, you are visualizing.
But to understand, that language is required.
To communicate, to receive communication, to send communication. Language is required.
But to understand, Bhaiya, to understand that.
No, in fact, when you are working at the level of contemplation, understanding, realization, you don't need the language. You need to see the reality.
That I am not getting, Bhaiya.
Yeah. So that you have to make out. In fact, we'll see that the role of language gradually comes. The role of language gradually comes down. Take a mic.
So in the session resolution that you are taught to us that mentioned 6 steps. So the first order is self. In terms of self, starting with the responding wisdom and science. So what you are discussing about, there is no, not required for language, especially in the imagination stage and all. Rather language, why not the brain could be a medium to talk to self and body?
See, the issue is something different. See, once I have assigned the meaning to the language, the role of language is gone. I receive some words from the body, I assign meaning to the words.
But that responding required some understanding,
Yes.
no?
Again, when I have to send some instruction to the body, I require words. So when I am assigning meaning to the words, the role of words is gone. Again, when I have to send some words through the body to the other person as a form of communication, I again need the language. Otherwise, no need. In
No
fact,
need of, before sensing, compiler in the form like the compiler may
no need
do.
to compare with computer. We are not computers. We have
Some
imagination.
translation should require, no, even not speaking, not sensing, and something could be sensed by some symptoms or some kind of occurrence, no?
Observe it. In fact, what we are doing as an observation, observe. Where do I need the language? Where do I do not need the language?
So are you sure there is no play of brain in between the conversation of self and body?
No, again, when you are communicating with self and body, then you are using words. Within the self, once you assign the meaning, there is no role of words. I hope I am audible. Within the self, once I have assigned the meaning, I have assigned some meaning to the word. So there is no role of word anymore. This is something that was mentioned also. Okay. What? Acha. Yes. Opposition for what?
When I was supposed to explain second time to you, I feel the feeling of
Okay.
you and you were not able to understand my question.
Okay. So, readable or not readable? Readable. So word, है ना? So the meaning is there inside me. I assign some meaning to the word. So I receive the word from the body. I have now meaning associated with the word. Now I am imagining with this meaning. Then when I have to speak again, the meaning that I have, I use the word to communicate. That's all. You have another, see, word is a symbol. It, So there are sign languages. It is just a symbol. You have the body, no? So we can develop another kind of sign language by touching the body. So if somebody holds your right hand, he's saying yes. Left hand, he's saying no. Feelings are there in the self. Now how to express is a mechanism. Presently if you see, we are using some words. Maybe 100 years hence we have a different kind of language to use. This AI is coming. Now they will say, why they are speaking? Just press this button. This will get expressed. They are spending so much of time speaking.
Sir, as here, I am here.
Yes.
As sir said, when body and self is separated.
No need to go there. Observe yourself as you are right now.
That's what the question is related to that only. When it is with our body, self is with our body, okay, we are getting only the thoughts, whatever is related to this body only, no? Whoever I know and whatever I have seen around me and all those. If it is separated, then how come, what type of objects it can, you said self can imagination
Even
still.
if I respond to this question, how will you verify?
That's what I don't know. So I'm asking you.
So just observe what you are doing right now. Rest you can observe later on when the body is not there.
Bhaiya, one question. A self is at a point in space and the body is also associated with the self at the point, if I am understanding. So when I see myself now, can I anyway relate myself with my body as like this is where what I see is I see myself through a part over here. So like,
Pardon?
I see that myself is associated with my body through my eyes.
No.
No, that is what I feel, since most of the sensations I'm using through my eyes, I feel that myself is associated. When I have a thought of where is myself in the body, how can I...
There is no question of myself. You are the self.
Yes, where am I in my body then?
Find it out. Are you there in the leg?
No, I feel... No.
You are not taking care of the leg.
I'm taking care of the leg, but...
So why you are not there in the leg?
Okay.
So I am in this whole body. I am like expanding myself in this whole body to take care of the body. But I am not the body. I am not a part of the body. I am there in space at the same point where the body is there, and I am taking care of the body. So I have to take care. In fact, we are so conscious. You just see something happens in the body and you become so concerned. So how can I just leave my leg and be in some part of the body?
Okay.
I am there with the body. Nice. Is it visible properly? We can keep the light on, or we can... Okay, we can switch it off. इसको off कर दीजिए.
Bhaiya, I have registered for 9th morning batch. Like UHV morning batch, 9th batch I have registered. It was happened in the month of January. It started in the month of January. Like that was the time where that is NAC work was peak at our college, and we were doing a lot of NAC works. And also I was taking UHV. Just for taking UHV, I wanted to attend the classes also. For my self-exploration also, I want to attend. And I started on the second day or third day. Already I was put up with much of work. The second day I started joining. Every day I joined late, like 15 minutes late I joined. On that day also I joined late. There was a person who was exploring himself, reflecting himself, like he was problem with his HOD, like some other faculties were doing like this. he was telling some sort of things, and I thought that by morning itself, why we have to listen all these things, like, yo, it is hectic already for me. Why I have to put it into somebody's issues? Let me come out, and I ran away from ninth batch. Like, I never turned back. I never wanted to join again. Really, this is what happened.
You assigned the wrong meaning to a
Yeah, because I was put up with that much work that time, and I couldn't able to manage. I don't know how to manage, balance things that time. And after here, now I joined the 10th batch. Today, from yesterday, I'm attending the classes. Like today morning, you were taking the class, and yesterday also you were taking the class. Like in today's morning, one member was discussing like about the dead person, but I didn't feel anything wrong in it. Like, and I thought like, okay, fine. For that one day, I ran out. This is today. Even yesterday, Kumar Bhaiya was taking class in the morning. That is taking the session in the morning. Even in our regular day, full day, most of the session was handled by him. And today morning also Kumar Bhaiya is taking. And yesterday itself we have put up with much questions to Kumar Bhaiya. And today also morning itself somebody else is coming. How you are handling that? How this man is handling all these things? Like even thinking by myself, my problems, my situations, it's big headache for me. Like thinking for these 3 days, like I'm self-exploring, evaluating each and everything. So, okay, I should not do this. I should do this. Like it's my own problems I'm working on. This itself, it's a big headache for me. How we are handling that many questions and that many things, evaluating everything every minute, your concentration is not missing out of boundaries. It is in and it is exploring. It is giving right answers to different type of questions. How we are handling. How many years you are in this UHV so far?
See, after some time, you also have to do the same thing.
Is it the same condition you experienced in the beginning?
Same experience of what?
Like how I feel now, self-exploration itself, it's a difficult task, like evaluating every minute, analyzing
that may
things.
be a little different, but each one of us is into exploration, isn't it? And each one of us has to become the resource person.
Sometimes it's happy, Bhaiya, like it's
so looking
okay,
at the
fine.
state of the hall, you have to prepare yourself. Next day I have to do the same thing, you know?
It's not about the same question, it's different types of questions from everybody else. Like you are evaluating in their point of view every time and you are saying the answers. Even in today's session, the morning session starts with a person who was talking about that relative's death, and you were answering quite normal, and you convinced, that is, you explored everything, like you said everything right. Then I really got surprised, like how this man is sitting and talking, and everything he is analyzing, evaluating, and he has to take care of himself also. That's what the biggest surprise in me now.
Nice. We all are co-explorers. Yes. That is the gradual process of development. You know, we all are into that process now. And we all have big responsibilities.
We can say you are the 8th wonder of the world now.
No. We are in the process of becoming excellent, not special. And all of us...
Like...
No. No, see, you all have to do the right evaluation. You know? So that is something as a desired state. But I am also working towards that. Certainly not there. There is a lot more to work upon oneself.
But this time the change in me is I quit, that is, I quite joined the session a bit early, like 5 minutes early. I'm ready with all the things, and that's okay for me. Then I feel happy for it. But this is what the question from morning I'm having this. See how many times I was asking, give me mic, like that I was asking. Nobody has given me. Just that's why I started talking without mic. Let me talk. The mic will reach me automatically. I thought of that also. Better I'll go to Kumar Bhaiya and get his mic and talk.
Nice.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
Yeah, so I attended the first workshop in 1996. Yes. So you are much faster, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. I was in second year of my BTech when I attended the workshop. And I met Ganeshji, and then I started attending workshops more regularly from 97. Yes. So, yeah. So we all are into that process. You know? See, we have to work for undivided society. 700 crore people. And here we have 70 people. So you can see the responsibility. 70 people have to take care of 700 crore people. 10 crore. Yes, per head. In step 4, we are observing the distance between the self and the body. So when I am reading the sensation taking place in the body, am I the sensation? Am I in the sensation? Am I at a distance from the sensation? So I am not the sensation, I am not in the sensation. There is a distance between me and the sensation. This is something that I can see, and I don't need to assume this. I can read the sensation taking place in any part of the body from where I am at a distance from the sensation. So I can see that there is a distance between me and the body, and I can increase or decrease that distance. Now this part I think we can keep open for now. But I can see, and this is something that I can observe for myself. So I am there with the body, isn't it? I am not in the body, I am not a part of the body. So I can.
Outside the body for sure.
Pardon?
Self is outside the body.
Yeah, but outside doesn't mean here. I am here only, but I am not a part of the body.
Bhaiya?
So consciousness and material can exist in the same place without being a part of each other. So two material entities cannot exist at the same place. This pointer and this marker cannot exist in the same place. They will be side by side. But I can be there with the body. Yeah.
Bhaiya, one doubt. Is it that we need to be working to increase the distance between the self and body, or is it that I can just decide whenever I want to increase, I should increase, and whenever I want to decrease, I should decrease?
Yeah,
What is the manner I need to be working on?
Yeah. So for time being, let us leave out this increase or decrease. Let us just observe the distance. We can do that, but for time being, we may not be that much prepared. So let us just start by observing the distance.
Bhaiya. Bhaiya?
Yes.
Here. You said, na, body and the self, any two units cannot be same in one place. They are next to next, like.
No, two material.
Two material. So material material is also occupying some space in the space, and self is also occupying some space. Now my body is here, my self is here.
No, not here and here. Here.
That is where my confusion is. This space is occupied by my body.
Yes.
Okay, again in the vacuum only the self can again occupy.
No.
One space is occupied by one material. How come because yesterday Ganeshji session he said, na, self is also having some space and it will also occupy. If you have the development of the competency, you can see that form, all these things. Then it might be occupied. How can we say inside the body? Again, even inside the body, there will be a vacuum where the self will occupy. If one thing is
that is our assumption based on observation of only material. So these two material entities cannot exist at the same point. But consciousness is not material.
Consciousness is not material, but it also occupies the space.
See, just think what is acceptable to me naturally. My body is here. Where should I be? Why should I be here? Why should I be here? Why should I be there? I am here.
That is how it happened till UHV-2, no? Like, self is there, body is here, different two units are there.
No, one is consciousness, another is material.
But yeah, okay, in that case, my body will die. My self will be there, no?
Yes.
That time it is not in the body, no? It is there.
Also, it is not in the body, it is with the body.
Which one?
Presently also, I am not in the body, I am with the body.
That is what I am asking. It is with the body. It cannot
At
be.
the same point in space.
Is it encompassing the body, just surrounding the body, or it cannot be predicted?
Again, we can observe all this. But let us start observing the self, the activity of the self first. We can observe where I am.
Okay, regarding this statement, there is a distance between the self and body. Certainly, it's not the physical distance, I think.
Yes.
But so far as the visualization is concerned, can this distance of visualizing the distance between the self and body, can it be variable as per our visualization? That was the question probably she asked.
Yeah. So, like, I am there with the body. Sensation is there in some part of the body. Yeah. And my being is not dependent on the body. So, of course, I can be there at some distance, I can be there at some other distance, quite possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
Bhaiya, here, Bhaiya. I have some phrase to say to Supraja ma'am from physics point of view. Wave particle duality.
Let us not go into that. See, no need for similes. No need
No, for
similes.
understanding I am telling. Body is a material.
It will not help you understand.
Particle.
It will only help you analyze something and take you somewhere else. Like in one workshop, somebody was conducting.
No, if they are in same place, I am telling.
No, don't go there. Just observe. See, the moment I assume some simile there, I am not observing. I am only analyzing. I have to observe.
No, this accounts from atom. What I am telling.
No need to go there also. See, observe your imagination. Observe yourself. Observe your body. Observe the sensation from the body. See, we are so used to thinking that we forget about observing. Nice. So we can observe this. Yeah. That is a borrowed information. Leave it. See, let us not go by borrowed information. We have to observe it. See, it so happens that I am always there with me, and I am the biggest mystery for me. Because I am not observing myself, I am always moving in ideas and borrowed notions and informations. Why I am not observing me directly? So we can see that consciousness is there, material is there. The need is happiness and prosperity in continuity. The needs and activities are continuous in time. Now when I am able to see this, I am responsible to my body, which is material, whose need is only physical facility, which is temporary in time. So this feeling of responsibility toward the body is for three purposes: nurturing the body, protecting the body, and rightly utilizing the body. When that is there, the body acts according to me, and the parts of the body are in harmony. This is something that we have discussed in introductory workshop also, UHV-2 also. So physical facility is required to fulfill the responsibility of the self toward the body, to keep the body in good health, for nurturing, protection and right utilization of the body, and thus the need for physical facility can be rightly identified. So the acquired physical facility can be recognized along with the required quantity. So you can see that I require food for nurturing, clothes and shelter for protection, instruments for right utilization. So this way we can articulate that these are the three purposes for physical facility, or is there some other purpose also? Do I aspire for some physical facility which is other than these three? I have to make out for myself, isn't it? So as you are saying, we can evaluate the commodities in the house and look into their purpose. What is the purpose? Isn't it? So one lady attended a workshop at Mussoorie, and there she got motivated. This cold drink that I am using is not going to nurture my body, and some movement was also going on at that time. That cold drink is bathroom cleaner. So she came to Delhi, and like her two kids were there, and they were quite fond of cold drinks. So she took them to the toilet, opened the commode, this put down this cold drink, and then brushed it and showed them how clean it has become. So the two kids say that, yes ma'am, this bathroom, this is not cold drink, this is bathroom cleaner. You have taught us the right thing today. And then they went back. And then this lady thought what to do with the rest. So took it. shared in some other workshop. And another person, another lady came and attended the workshop. She was also from Delhi. So when that was another workshop. So came to Delhi, and then her friend called her that today only I got the news that there's a new diamond collection in the market. Let us go there. She got ready, went there in the mall, in the shop, and then after spending half an hour, she selected one diamond ring. And when she went to the cash counter, this appeared to her. What is the purpose of this? Nurturing the body, protecting the body, or right utilizing the body? And then she said, okay, I don't need it. So the quantity of food required for nurturing the body, is it limited or unlimited? Limited. Clothes and shelter? Limited. Instruments, equipments? Limited. So you can exactly make out how much physical facility I require. So they require a limited quantity. So physical facility is required to keep the body in good health so that right utilization of the body can be ensured. That is, physical facility is required only for nurturing the body, protecting the body, and rightly utilizing the body. If you can see that the physical facility for nurturing, protection, right utilization of the body is required in limited quantity, then we can understand the meaning of prosperity. For prosperity is the feeling of having or producing more than required physical facility. So an important task for us is to make out the need for physical facility, isn't it? Can I make out the quantity of physical facility that I require? An important task is, can we make out, let's say in our day-to-day life, the way we are transacting, can I make out the need for money that I require for myself? Unless I am able to make out the need for physical facility correctly, I may not have this feeling of prosperity. So this is an important doable task.
Bhaiya,
Yeah.
why is it always more than the required? Why is it not as per the requirement?
Yes. So one reason is to share with the other. So for example, if I come to your house,
everybody is producing as per the requirement. Na? Suppose I require 50 units of some commodity. I am producing 50. So everybody is also producing as per the requirement. Why to share with others? Where is the need of sharing?
yeah. So let us take that. After some time, we'll have lunch. Now somebody is producing lunch for us. Is he able to rightly make out how much food we eat? Someday we may eat less, someday we may eat more. So he'll produce more than what is required. So even if some food is left out, fine, but nobody should be hungry. So with that feeling, we produce more than what is required. So it is to share also, it is to utilize when the availability is not there. And there could be occasions when the availability is not there, production is not there. So for that also we need.
Bhaiya, also in the case, in our own home, the baby cannot go work. The old people also cannot go work. For them also we have to take care, no?
No, he's saying that we can make out their needs also. Why more? Because first of all, it is quantitative. So you cannot exactly make out how much will I eat. Isn't it? You go to the lunch table and you eat, and you suddenly find a new plate coming with some special dish. So
hunger will increase.
Isn't it? So that may happen. So this is quantitative. We don't exactly know how much will I eat, how many clothes I will require. You brought some clothes here, right? Now maybe while you are taking breakfast, something is spilled over your clothes. So you'd like to change. So you need to have one pair at least so that you can change.
That means to meet the unforeseen eventualities,
yes,
we can say.
That is one thing. Second thing, to share with the other. If I am living as a family, some gift comes to my house. So I should have to share with the other. So here two things are required: identification of the right quantity of the required physical facility with right understanding, and then ensuring availability or production of more than what is required. So production is required, and for that we require skills. So this is something that we have been reiterating, that a prosperous person thinks of right utilization, nurturing the other. A deprived person thinks of accumulation, exploiting the other. Isn't it? So you can see that there are two kinds of people. One who are lacking physical facility, unhappy and deprived, and those who are having physical facility still unhappy and deprived because the right understanding is not there. What we essentially want to be is to have the physical facility, at the same time be happy and prosperous. So now we can see that if the identification of the required physical facility is missing, then one can only shift between category 1 and category 2. This is possible only with the right identification of required physical facility and the availability or production of more than the required physical facility. So this is a common mistake in our living. If I do not understand myself correctly, then I assume myself to be the body. And then I try to fulfill my need for happiness in terms of right feelings of respect, trust, through physical facilities like clothes, food. And then since I want to have it in continuity, I try to make it unlimited. And this is the problem that we can see. So there is a lot of accumulation of physical facility, and then finally it is the state of deprivation only. So even with lot of accumulation of wealth and physical facility, people are deprived because they are not able to see the difference. The root cause of this accumulation, if you see, is the lack of right understanding that I and body are two different things, and then we are caught up in this loop. So we have feeling of deprivation inside that I don't have enough, so I make effort for more physical facility by all sorts of means, ethical, unethical, whatever, and then I try to accumulate, but still I have the deprivation within, and then I am caught up in this loop. Nice. So self-reflection. Now as an assignment, so if you are able to see the direct observation, if you are able to see by direct observation that need for continuous happiness is the need of the self and it is fulfilled by activities of the self and not by physical facility, then in the light of this now, find out the need of physical facility for health of the body and for social participation. Estimate the quantity required. Do you have more than what is required? Do you feel prosperous? Isn't it? So after attending a workshop, we can see that there is a shift in the feeling of prosperity. Now we are able to rightly make out the need for physical facility. Do you have the feeling of self-regulation in the self or the body? So when you are eating food, is it for nurturing the body or is it primarily for getting happiness out of the sensation? How much is your body affected by the status of the self? For example, when you are angry, what is its effect on the body? So this is all for our self-reflection as an assignment. You have to observe. Nice. So it is time for break also. And so we have to keep on doing this assignment and take snacks.
One request to all the participants.
So having discussed the coexistence of self and body, we talked about the feeling of self-regulation and health. Now we will talk about the higher activities of the self. So in module 3, we are studying the self in more detail. So if you recollect, in module 1, we took the introduction to the course. In module 2, we talked about the knower, known, and the process of knowing. Now in module 3, we are studying the self in detail. So in lecture 10 and 11, we talked about the self, where we also went through exercises 1 and 2, and we started observing through direct observation. We had discussed the activities of the self earlier also. We will go about it once again. And let us make sure that we understand each and every word on the slide now, right? So that whatever description is given for the self, it is clear to us, isn't it? So we are in the process of self-evolution through self-exploration, self-verification. So it might be the case that at some stage we are here, we are only active at the level of expectation. Then presently we are active in the domain of imagination. Desire, thought, expectation are all active, isn't it? But we can see that they are unguided because they are dictated by preconditioning or sensation. So this is the state of animal consciousness when we are living only with the lower activities of the self. Imagination is largely based on sensation and preconditioning. There is a need to know. I have the potential to know. I have the potential to awaken to the higher potential of the self. So we are in this process here. We are working on this arrow. And for that we also have to work here in the imagination, so that I am able to develop my desire also. I am able to develop my thought also, isn't it? I am able to think in terms of relationship, harmony and coexistence. I am able to image relationship, harmony and coexistence, isn't it? Now, with self-exploration, we come to a stage where we are able to awaken the contemplation, then understanding and determination, and then finally realization and authentication. So, the realization is the completeness of right understanding. So, living with right understanding, guiding the lower activities of the self, we are awakening to the higher activities of the self, awakening to the activities of contemplation, understanding and realization. So, basically we are in the process of exploration, we are trying to awaken the higher activities of the self, we are in the process of awakening the activities of contemplation, understanding and realization. And then finally we are able to live with right understanding, and when we are living with right understanding, then the lower activities are being guided by the higher level activities. So, we can explore and verify this. So, these are the activities of the self. On the left hand side we can see the dynamic activities there, on the right hand side state activities there, and we had looked into the meaning of all these words. These 10 words are clear to us.